Welcome to المنيا. The city of المنيا is the capital of Minia Governorate in Upper Egypt. It was founded around the year 1050 AD. It lies on the western bank of the Nile River, 245 kilometers south of Cairo. Minia city has a linear shape parallel to the Nile River. It has a very strategic location in Middle Egypt as a vital link between the north and the south of Egypt. This fascinating city includes many of urban features while retaining the natural beauty that combines desert, agricultural lands, and mountains at the same time. Thus it's called the Pride of Upper Egypt or عروس الصعيد. The name of the city is derived from its ancient Egyptian name, Menat Khofu, meaning the nursing city of Khofu, linking it to King Khofu or Cubes, builder of the Great Pyramid at Giza. However, the name Minia may also have originated from the city's name in Saïdic Coptic dialect and in Buhairic dialect, meaning the residence, in reference to an early monastery formerly existed in that area. During the rule of the Abbasides, Minia's name became attached to Ibn Khasib, the appointed ruler. Ibn Khasib loved Minia so much that when he was asked by the Caliph to name a reward for his good deeds, he chose Minia, where he then retired and died a few years later. Thus it was called Moniat Ibn Khasib, as he wished it. Ibn Khasib is credited for expanding Minia and transferring it from a village to a strong and wonderful medieval city. Since Ibn Khasib's years, Minia has been referred to as Moniat Ibn Khasib or Ibn Khasib's Minia. Ibn Battuta, the famous medieval traveler, visited Minia and was embarrassed by what he saw there. He described it as a town that excels all other towns of Upper Egypt. He also said, I traveled to the town called Moniat Ibn Khasib, a large city with a spacious area built on the Nile coast, and it's really the best town of Upper Egypt. It has various schools, mashhads, mausoleums, and mosques. Minia has played a prominent role in both ancient and modern history of Egypt and the creation of civilization in general, and has also contributed greatly to the sacrifices made to defend the dignity of the nation against invaders and usurpers over centuries. The historical and touristic significance of Minia appears through the integration of all Egyptian history, including the pharaonic history, Old Kingdom, Middle Kingdom, New Kingdom, and Late Period, then the Greco-Roman period, followed by Christian and Muslim ages. The governorate of Minia included 5 ancient Egyptian territories, from the 15th to the 19th territories of Upper Egypt, such as the 15th territory of the Rapid, of which one of the most important archaeological regions are the Ashmonin and Tuna Gabal, and the 16th territory of Ipex, of which the most important archaeological areas are the Mausoleum of the Dead or Zawiyat Sultan and Bani Hassan in Abu Qurqas. Minia is truly considered a museum and an eternal record of all the historical eras that have passed through Egypt, gathering on its land ancient Egyptian monuments, cities, temples, and tombs from all ages, and Greco-Roman monuments, temples, cities with different architectural elements and funeral places, as well as Coptic monuments such as the Church of Saint Tawadros al-Mashriqi, Deir al-Ajaib, and others. Finally, the breathtaking Islamic monuments such as the tombs of the martyrs of the Arab conquest and the Prophet companions who participated in the conquest of Badr. And the location of these shrines is the village of Bahnasa in Bani Mazar, north of Minia, in addition to the mosques of the Fatimid, Ayyubid, and Mamluk ages. During the rule of the Fatimid Caliphate in the 10th and 11th centuries, Minia continued to expand and it included large mosques, schools as well as public baths. It was during this period that اللمطي mosque was built and الأمراوي mosque was completely renovated. Both of them represent a wonderful example of Islamic architecture. The architectural planning of Minia mosques ranges between the courtyard with open riwaks and naves without courtyards. There are 4 mosques that take planning feature of the courtyard with riwaks. These are: Number 1. Amrawi Mosque. Amrawi Mosque witnessed many restorations and renovations works since the Fatimid age. There is a marble decree of Sultan Jaqmaq in the Mamluk age for restoration work dated 843 AH above the northern entrance, and in the Ottoman age by Prince Mustafa Kashif, who put a foundation text dated 1149 AH on the western entrance. Number 2. Al-Hasan bin Saleh in Bahnasa, established in the Abbasid age and attributed to Al-Hasan bin Saleh bin Zayn al-Abidin. Number 3. Yusufi Mosque in the city of Malawi, dated to the Fatimid age, attributed to Yusuf Bey al-Qaytas, who was a Mamluk ruler who governed Jerja. Number 4. Al-Lamati Mosque, dated back to the Fatimid age, 549 AH. It was built by Salih Tala'a bin Ruziq and witnessed a renovation work in the reign of Sultan Jaqmaq. In 579 AH, in the age of Mamluks, where supreme decree of marble can be found on the northern entrance, and also had been renovated in the Ottoman age. Plan of the 4 mosques. Plan of Amrawi Mosque. Plan of Amrawi Mosque after the Fatimid renovations. Plan of Hassan bin Saleh Mosque. Plan of Yusufi Mosque. And plan of Lamati Mosque. Al-Amrawi Mosque, one of the most important Islamic monuments in Minia Governorate. Some sources state that it was the first mosque built in Minia and had been named Omari or Amrawi, relative to Omar ibn al-Khattab or Amr ibn al-As, and known by the people of Minia as Farewell Mosque. The construction date of the mosque goes back to the 1st Hijri century, in the beginning of the Islamic conquest of Egypt, where a group of mosques was established during the reign of Omar ibn al-As and during the Caliphate of Ibn al-Khattab, which is why the mosque is called the Omari or the Amrawi. While regarding the architectural history of the current mosque, apparently from its style, it combines the Arab style of mosques with open courtyard and riwaks, and the style of the Ottoman mosques in terms of the facade and the shape of minaret. This mosque has been renovated in the successive ages. Perhaps the last renovation, apparently from the founding texts, was in the Ottoman era. The mosque was directly overlooking the Nile coast, where the Nile water was running parallel to its walls. The funeral prayers for the deceased persons were held in this mosque before going to the cemetery in the east of the Nile, so it was called the Mosque of Farewell. This mosque follows the main Arabic design, consisting of a courtyard surrounded by 4 riwaks. The largest one is the riwak of Qibla. Each riwak is composed of arcades, from vaulted arches on columns of limestone, granite, and marble. The facade of the mosque was built of limestone, carried out in the way of ablaq and mashhar, which is architectural art used as the exchange of colors, whether in marble, stone, or brick. The facade has 2 arches, one of which is looped or multifoil arch, and the other is pointed arch. The entrance of the facade is crowned with windows resembling those of the Mosque of Ahmad ibn Toulon in Cairo. Under the facade, there is a wooden door with some decorations and a text which is, "In the name of merciful Allah, this blessed mosque was renewed by Prince Mustafa in the year 1129 AH. Al-Qibla Riwaq. This is the main and biggest riwaq, composed of 4 naves, separated by 4 arcades, and each arcade consists of 4 arches based on 3 columns, except for the arch before the mihrab, as it's mounted on 4 columns. The columns of the mosque have various shapes between cylindrical and polygonal styles, which indicates that they have been brought from old Coptic or Pharaonic buildings. There is an Ottoman-style mihrab in the southeast corner, built of stone and decorated with ceramic tiles, and a collection of floral motifs from triple leaves and surrounded by a couple of small stone columns. Above the capitals of columns, there are carved decorations of wood floral designs. The Eastern Riwaq is the second biggest riwaq after the riwaq of Qibla, and consists of 3 naves. Each one has 3 pillars forming 3 semicircular arches, and this riwaq has rectangular recesses with a window that consisted of 2 adjunct rectangular windows, and the roof of the riwaq is made of wooden panels. The North Riwaq. It consists of 1 nave with 6 columns carrying 7 arches, and there are 6 rectangular recesses with windows, and the north riwaq is mediated by a small door put in an entrance crowned with arch, and above this entrance is a marble plate engraved with the following text. This mosque was renovated by Honorable Imam and the great King Abu Sa'id Jaqmaq, may God bless his reign. جدده المرحوم الشريف الإمام الأعظم المالك الظاهر أبو سعيد جقمق خلد الله سلطانه. The ceiling of this riwaq is decorated with marvelous stalactites. The Western Riwaq consists of 3 naves, each with 2 columns, holding 2 arches, and in this riwaq there are 3 recesses in which there are upper and lower windows. This riwaq is characterized by a unique reversed column. In this riwaq also there is a big wooden door, which is considered one of the entrances to the mosque, followed by 4 stairs, with a door leading to a gargoyle or place for ablution, and to the staircase of the minaret. The courtyard. It's an open courtyard in rectangular shape. There is a newly discovered marble sondial in the northeastern wall, which was used in the setting of prayer times and was inscribed with the following text: "Good work carried out in Safar 1163 AH." The minbar or pulpit, located in the middle of the southern wall, has a very precise decoration and a door with 2 leaves decorated with juggled fillings, and the door of the minbar has a wooden board inscribed with the following text: "God and his angels pray upon the Prophet. Oh, those who believe, pray on him too." This minbar was made by Prince Mustafa bin Yahya bin Adyan, dated 1150 AH. This minbar is crowned with a jusak, topped by a dome in the shape of incense carrier. The minaret, located in the eastern side of the mosque and consisting of 3 floors. The first floor is square, ends with a wooden circle, then octagonal floor, ends with a wooden circle too, and then the third floor topped by 4 columns that may have been carrying the jusak of the minaret. Mamluk minarets were characterized by the highest bases at the roof of the mosque, multi-floors, and the summit is in the shape of a water jug, as in Amrawi Mosque. Maqsura. It lies to the east of the Qibla Riwaq and opens on it with 2 arches. Mihrabs. Each of the original mihrabs sit in the southeastern corner, as this mosque was not built on the direction of Mecca, and above the mihrab there is a dome to assist the 4 squinches, and 4 rectangular windows have been used in the Fatimid and Ayyubide ages. Windows appear in rectangular recesses, and some windows are crowned by pointed arches. The most important restoration works. In the Mamluk age, Amrawi witnessed expansion works where the western entrance of Amrawi followed the entrance style of Mamluk mosques as in Qaitbay citadel. There was another amendment in Amrawi by increasing the area to the side riwaqs into 3 aisles, in addition to a maqsura in the southeastern side of the Qibla riwaq to maintain uniformity. In the Ottoman age, Amrawi and اللمطي were renovated without a change in basic architectural planning. The windows have been crowned in recess with rows of stalactites, which can be found similar in Kayati Mosque, Ottoman mosque in Edwa city north of Minia. The eastern riwaq of Amrawi Mosque was extended to east into 3 aisles parallel to the Qibla wall, each consisting an arcade from 3 arches. They also added a room in the space between the riwaq and the maqsura. اللمطي Mosque. This mosque is also one of the most important Islamic monuments in the governorate of Minia. Both اللمطي and Al-Amrawi Mosque overlook Nile Corniche. Most archaeologists agree that the date of its building goes back to the late Fatimid era, about 549 AH. It was named after the name of Prince Abu al-Lamati, who lived in the Ayyubide era and renovated the mosque. His family migrated from Kous to Munyat ibn Khasib. Abu al-Lamati renovated this mosque in 578 AH and died in Minya in 633 AH. The mosque also had several names. Some named it Sheikh Saad Mosque after Sheikh Saad Din Diab, who was one of the Sufi imams. His shrine was in a square in front of Al-Lamati Mosque, and during the visit of Khidewi Ismail to Minya and Upper Egypt villages, he ordered to move the shrine of Sheikh Saad and attach it to Al-Lamati Mosque, since it was exposed to the flood of the Nile. Al-Lamati Mosque represented a center of governance in the Mamluk era, and its courtyard was used for the administration of the country's political, economic, and social affairs, and at that time it was directly adjacent to the Nile River. Al-Lamati is considered an important archaeological site and touristic destination in Minya because it's the second oldest mosque built in the city of Minya after Al-Amrawi Mosque, and still retains its original decorations and architectural elements since its establishment, as well as retaining 33 columns, all of marble except for 1 column made of granite and another column of basalt. And the capitals have planned decoration. These columns were drawn from ancient churches and Greco-Roman temples. According to the chief inspector of Al-Lamati Mosque, the mosque is characterized by the traditional planning at the time of its establishment at the end of the Fatimid era and the beginning of the Ayyubide era. The layout of the mosque is a middle open courtyard surrounded by 4 riwaqs, including the Qibla riwaq. The layout of the mosque is similar to that of Al-Amrawi Mosque. The mosque has 4 riwaqs, including the Qibla riwaq, which is the main and largest riwaq of the mosque. This riwaq is very important as it includes the main architectural elements such as the mihrab, the minbar, and Dikkat al-Muballigh, or reporter's tribune. In addition to the fact that during that period, the governor used to pray in the riwaq of Qibla with his courtiers, and administer the political, economic, and religious affairs of the country. The Riwaq of Qibla also had 3 wind catchers, and the 4th one is located in the western Ziyadat, above the bathrooms to renovate the air, especially since the mosque had a wooden veil in the past, so the air had to be renovated by the wind catchers. رسم بالأمر الشريف السلطاني المالكي الظاهر محمد أبو سعيد جقمق نصره الله نصر عزيز بإبطال ما فرض على الجهاد بمدينة ابن خصيب بالأعمال الأشمونية المضافة والمخولة والمصبغة والصادرة والواردة، وذلك بإشارة المقر الأشرف العالي الزيني الملكي الظاهري أعز الله أنصاره، ويسطر ذلك في الصحائف الشريفة شرفها الله وعظمها، ومن أحدث شيئا في ذلك فعليه لعنة الله. Architectural description. The mosque belongs to the old traditional Arabic style, consisting of middle courtyard surrounded by 4 riwaqs. The largest one is the Riwaq of Qibla. Each riwaq is composed of arcades from vaulted arches on columns of limestone, granite, and marble. The main riwaq is composed of 3 naves containing 7 arches. The middle arch is the largest one. The northwestern riwaq consists of 1 arcade and 6 rooms. The 2 side riwaqs consisted of 1 nave, each overlooked the courtyard by 4 arches. There are 5 arches in the side riwaqs and 4 in the southeast and northwest. There are 4 arcades around the courtyard. The planning of Lamati Mosque is similar to that of Saleh Tala'i Mosque in Cairo. Each of the mihrabs sit in the southeastern corner, as this mosque was not built on the direction of Mecca. Northern facade. The northern facade is the main facade of the mosque and is mediated by the main entrance topped by a wooden board inscribed with the foundation text written with Naskhi calligraphy, which read as follows: In the name of Allah, the Merciful, this blessed mosque was ordered to be built to seek the satisfaction of Allah on the date of 26th of Muharram 578 AH. The opening of the door is topped by Naskhi writings inscribed on the stone lintel, which reads: This holy mosque was made up by Murtafa ibn Mujalli ibn Sultan al-Masri. May Allah bless those who pray for him and his parents with mercy. The Western Riwaq. It has another entrance to the mosque, topped by a looped arch, and this door leads to the gargoyle, to the right of it. The eastern and southern Riwaqs are decorated with a set of windows covered with wooden bars. The Qibla Riwaq is the largest Riwaq in rectangular shape, consisting of 3 naves separated by 3 arcades, each of which consists of 7 pointed arches carried on 6 columns. And the column capitals are topped by wooden pallets. The Mihrab. Arched groove located in the southeast corner of the prayer house and surrounded by 2 attached columns. Beside the mihrab is the marble tax-exempt decree that belongs to the reign of Sultan Abu Sa'id Jaqmaq. The pulpit, or the minbar. Made out of wood, decorated with geometric motifs and crowned with a jusaq that ends with a jamaloni dome. Dekkat al-Muballigh, or Reporter's Tribune, located in the 3rd nave from the prayer house and is based on 4 panels of wood. The courtyard. It's an open middle rectangle to which both the northern and southern rewax overlook with an arcade consisted of 5 pointed arches, while the eastern and western rewax overlook it with an arcade consisted of 4 pointed arches, carried on marble columns. The minaret. It occupies the northwest corner of the mosque, consisting of two restorations. Major restorations. In the Mamluk age, the northern and western exit of Lamati followed the entrances of mosques of Mamluk style as in Qaitbay citadel. In the Ottoman age, Lamati was renovated without a change in architectural planning. The windows have been crowned with the rows of stalactites, which can be found similar in Qayati Mosque. Minaret became adjacent to the western wall of the portico, such as the Ottoman style in Osman Katkhoda Mosque. Arches appeared half-circular with decorations of floral designs. In many mosques, wooden fence with arched doors separate Qibla riwaq, side riwaqs, and the courtyard. Recommendations. Despite the originality and significance of the monuments of Minia, it lacks sufficient attention from the officials. There is an urgent need to inform people about these mosques of great archaeological value, such as Al-Amrawi and Al-Lamati, and attract visitors, whether local citizens or foreign tourism. The Chief Inspector of Antiquities at Al-Lamati Mosque suggested to create associations to care for the archaeological zones in Minia. There is also a need to carry out development projects for archaeological monuments with great historical value.